Thank you for tuning into the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. WDLB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. You're now listening to Live Your Dream, and I am your host, Mike the Motivator. Guys, what's up? What's up? This is your boy, Mike the Motivator. I want to thank you once again for tuning in to Live Your Dream. If you are looking for a place to get motivated, guys, you are at the right place at the right time, guys. We're going to kick off this Monday, kick off this week with a bang. Before we get started, guys, if you want to learn more about me, just search for me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, or YouTube, guys. Just search for Michael Askew II. Michael Askew II. All right, guys, so today's topic is about fear. Today's topic is fear is the ultimate dream killer. All right, guys, so the reason why I wanted to talk about fear is because I realized that fear is something that we will always have to deal with. But some people deal with it differently than others, right? So some people, they run far away from fear as fast as they can away from it. But some people, they embrace fear. Now, if one set of people actually move away from fear and the other set of people move closer to fear, that means that they may have two different sets of information as far as what fear can do to them or do for them. So I want to dig deep into fear and why some people may actually embrace it and some people run away from it. But before we get into it, let's introduce our first sponsor for the show.
Property Solutions is Charlotte's leading real estate company, here to serve you with integrity and excellence. Specializing in assisting families who are facing financial hardship, distressed housing situations, acquired estates, divorce, and more. At Askew Property Solutions, their goal is to help families transform their lives by creating viable solutions that is a win for you. Sell your home with trustworthy professionals who will help close within 7 to 10 days and put cash in your hands so that you can continue living life without missing a beat. Contact Askew Property Solutions today at 980-229-4886, 980-229-4886, or visit their website at www.sellhouseforcashnow.com, www.sellhouseforcashnow.com, so that you can continue living with a peace of mind with Askew Property Solutions.
Welcome back, guys. If you're just tuning in, you are listening to Live Your Dream, and today we're talking about fear is the ultimate dream killer. All right, guys, so something that I realized about fear is that fear is false evidence appearing real. So think about that for a second. The reason why a lot of people struggle from fear is because when they become fearful about something, they begin to have certain thoughts in their mind that really isn't true. Like, if you really think about it, like, you know, I remember whenever we were about to get up and speak for a presentation in college, the longer we sat in our seat, the more fearful we became, right? So if you were the last person to present, all of these thoughts began to come in your mind as far as, man, what if they laugh at me? What if I mess up with information? What if I don't know it well enough? But in reality, you could have been studying for a long time. You could be the most prepared in the class, but you are so fearful about your situation, you start thinking about stuff that doesn't even exist. So you have to understand that a lot of times when we become fearful about a situation, our mind begin to create illusions. Our mind begin to say something is harder than what it really is. So that's something very important to think about whenever you're going through any type of situation or future endeavors, that a lot of times when you become afraid about something, a lot of times you're making it harder than what it really is. The longer you live and the more you watch and study other successful people, you begin to realize that if you really want to be successful, if you really want to obtain a big reward, you're going to have to do something differently, and you're going to have to get used to taking big risks. So kind of once you understand that, you will start taking calculated risk, because you're going to understand that in order for me to get to A to Z, I'm going to have to face fear a little bit. A few years ago, I was living in Greensboro, North Carolina. I got a job opportunity in Bentonville, Arkansas. But one of the examples that I faced, and it just spoke to me concerning how some people run away from fear and some people embrace it, is when I got there, it took me to a whole nother level mentally as far as being a businessman. And I remember one day when the entire company, we was all in an auditorium and we was listening to the CEO of Sam's Club, Rosalind Brewer. She was talking, and when I got back to my cubicle, got back to my desk, I went, to my email and I sent her a planner. I said, I would like to meet with you for a few minutes. That Monday or Tuesday when I came back into the office, when I got back to the office, I realized that she decided to meet with me. So I went and met with her for about 30 minutes. She gave me some great nuggets about how to succeed in life. But what was interesting was when I came back, so many people was like, wow, you reached out to the CEO? Why did you do that? Or what made you get the nerve to do that? You wasn't afraid? I'm looking like, are you serious? It was people in there that was old enough to be my parents and grandparents, and they never ever seeked out some of the top executives or a CEO because they was afraid that they wasn't good enough or afraid that they would turn them down. And I was like, I haven't even been here a year, and I'm taking leaps of faith to do something like that. The bigger the reward, the bigger the risk, and fear is often attached to that. So if you want to be very successful, you have to understand that, listen, I got to get over this fear. I got to embrace this fear because what I'm building is more important than fear, right? So you have to learn how to feed your faith and to starve your fear. Once you move forward and do something, the fear will go away. Everybody is afraid of something. Think about that. Everybody is afraid of something. That executive that you see walk around at your company all the time, they walk around with a lot of confidence. They may not be afraid of what you're afraid of, but they're afraid of something. There's a certain question or request that if their boss asks them for, they'll be nervous. It will make them nervous. Some people are in high position and they are still afraid of public speaking. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about your past success. You will always battle with fear. But the only difference between the successful people and the people who are not successful is that successful people, they put on their gloves, they put on their fighting gear, and they go to war with fear every day. They know fear is going to be there. It don't even matter to them. They come in every time. They're going to bring it every time. Fear is a sign of growth. Fear is a sign of you growing up. Fear is a sign that in some area of your life, whether it's spiritually, mentally, socially, physically, whatever, fear is a sign that, man, like I don't feel comfortable anymore. And if I actually take this route in life, I'm not going to be the same anymore. Think about the time that you said I was afraid to do something, or I'm not sure what the outcome would be. After you decided to do it, you was like, man, I'm glad I did it, or I've never felt so good. I've never felt this good before. Fear is a sign of growth. A lot of times when people run away from fear, they run away from growing. They run away from becoming more mature in life, and they don't even realize it. Let's listen to a quick clip of Les Brown talking about fear and how fear can cripple you, or how it can take you to an entire different level. Check this out.
Fear is the most subtle and destructive of all human diseases. Ladies and gentlemen, fear kills dreams. Fear kills hope. Fear put people in the hospital. Fear can age you. Fear, ladies and gentlemen, can hold you back from doing something that you know within yourself that you're capable of doing, but it will paralyze you. And it seemed like you're in a hypnotic spell. And I ask you a question, what is the benefit? What's the benefit of allowing fear to hold you back? What's the benefit of giving up on yourself, of not stepping out on life and taking life on? What is the benefit for you? What's the plus in that?
All right, guys, welcome back. Let's talk about how fear can be used as a competitive advantage rather than a dream killer. The first nugget I want to talk about, guys, is facing your fear can take you from good to great. It moves you out your comfort zone, right? So when you move out your comfort zone, guys, you can go from good to great. Guys, I know I'm late, but I just watched Straight Outta Compton. I just watched it probably like last week. And when I was watching that movie, man, I was just sitting there looking at the whole situation with, you have all these kids, born and raised in Compton, a place that was like the murder, people would say like the murder capital, and they were poor and never had anything. But I was just looking at that situation with Ice Cube. You know, Ice Cube, they all in the group together, and Ice Cube, like, you know what, like, something's not right. Like, Eazy-E and his manager seem pretty close, but I don't think I'm getting compensated for what I'm worth. So when he went to the manager and he was like, listen, he said, I don't think I'm getting compensated. I want my contract. And when he looked at everything and he realized that, the manager was trying to get over him, he was like, what? And the manager tried to say, listen, take this $75,000 check and we're gonna be good. And Ice Cube was like, nah, I'm worth more than that. And he decided to take a leap of faith. Like, think about it now. Never had money before. He said, you know what? I'm not gonna take that $75,000. I'm gonna create my own group. It's gonna be me. I'm gonna go and do my own thing, and I'm gonna make it happen. You think he was afraid? You think he was fearful to leave the group and do it himself? Yeah, of course he was. Of course he was. But when you look at him now, he done made, big movies, already there yet Friday, and, he done did a whole bunch of solo projects. But when you look at that and you say, man, like, he was afraid, but he still moved forward. Think about the other guys in the group who was afraid, but they just sat there. They were stagnant. They say, you know what? I don't know what the outcome would be, so I'm just going to sit here. The NWA story, the Straight Outta Compton story is similar to what we deal with every day. Everybody is afraid of something, but only certain people will take a leap of faith. The second nugget that I want to talk about, guys, is fear of failure. The fear of failure. Now, everybody is afraid of something, but failure is something that, man, so many people are afraid of. Some people will say, look, instead of trying, I just sit here. Instead of trying, I'm just going to sit here and be average because I can't deal with failure. I was talking to somebody recently, and I was talking about how to invest in real estate and how you can actually learn how to do it without using your own money. And when I was talking to them, they was looking at me, and as I was talking to them, when I stopped, they said, you know what, it just seemed too difficult. It seemed like it would be too hard. And I was thinking in my mind, like, so being that you think it's too hard, you're not even gonna try? Like you're not even gonna attempt to do it? What if it's easier than what you thought it was? Their fear crippled them. Let's talk about another example of somebody who's a legend. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is known for making crazy game-winning shots and dunking with his tongue out. But think about it. Think about his game-winning shots. Yeah, we talk about that. We celebrate that. But he actually missed more game-winning shots than he made. Right? But he was. I'm pretty sure that every game-winning shot, every opportunity to make a game-winning shot made him nervous. But he said, you know what? I'm gonna face fear. I'm not afraid of the bully of fear, so I'm gonna face it. And so now he celebrated not for the shots he missed, but for the shots he made. When Stephen Curry was coming out of high school, his scouting report says he settled for too many jump shots. Think about that. They say he shoot too much because they never seen anybody like him. Now, look, he went against the grain. He faced the fear and kept working on that jump shot. Now, when he shoots the three guys, he turned around before all to go in because he mastered fear. He mastered going against fear. He is not afraid of fear. He said, fear will not conquer me. Guys, listen, what I need you to do is I need you to face fear to the point, guys, that after you do what you do, I need you to walk away because you already know you're going to be successful, just like Steph Curry do when he shoot a three. All right, guys, so the last nugget I want to talk about it. A lot of people are afraid of success. The reason why a lot of people are afraid of success is because with success comes rejection, criticism, misunderstanding, expectations. So many things come with success. And once people begin to go into uncharted territory, they say, "No, I'm good, bro. I'd rather go back to where nobody knew my name. I'd rather go back to where there was no pressure. I'd rather go back to where I was in my comfort zone rather than to be in a place where everybody's calling my name. Everybody expects me to succeed. I'd rather go back." You ever seen people who perform better when they underdog than they do when everybody expects them to win? It's not easy to be successful. At some point, you have to go ahead and say, listen, I know it's going to be tough. My parents did it. I've never been successful. Nobody in my family. Somebody got to break this curse. Somebody got to do what they got to do so that the future generation can say, you know what? If he could do it, I could do it. If she could do it, I can do it. My parents did it, I can do it. All right, guys, this has been a great show, but we got to bring it to an end. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Continue to tune in every Monday at 2 p.m. I'm your host, Mike the Motivator, and you've been listening to Live Your Dream on WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. And guys, remember, the people who you appreciate and celebrate, the people who you memorize and look up to from your history books, they're simply ordinary people who had extraordinary dreams. Live your dream, guys. Live your dream.